Hello students, I am Varsha Gaikwad. We have completed with Unit 1. Today we will do revision on section 1.1 and 1.2. Topics which we have covered from 1.1 and 1.2 are e-commerce, types of e-commerce, models of e-commerce, advantages, disadvantages of e-commerce, secure electronic transaction, set protocol, internet payment systems, smart card, e-cash, e-check. I hope you all remember what was e-commerce. E stands for electronic. E-commerce or electronic commerce means buying and selling of goods, products or services over internet. E-commerce are also known as internet commerce. These services provided online over the internet network. Transaction of money, funds and data also considered as e-commerce. I hope you remember the models or types of e-commerce: business to business, business to customer, customer to customer, customer to business. The standard definition of e-commerce is a commercial transaction which is happened over internet. Examples are Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, eBay. Okay, these are the online websites from where customer can buy goods or services. We will see the model. First one is the B2C model, that is business to customer or consumer. So when business sells a good or service to an individual consumer or customer, then that is a B2C model. Here you can see customer orders the product through website using the internet from some business organization. Then that business organization confirms the order and then supply the product to the customer. This business can be anything. It can be Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra or any other online shopping site. You can buy shoes, watch, etc. from an online retailer. This is one of the example. Second is B2B, business to business. Business to business is a process for selling products or service to other business. So business is going on between two business organizations. Customer to customer. Customer can buy or sell good or service from another customer. Okay, example is you sell your old car on OLX to another consumer. C2B model, consumer to business or customer to business. It is when customer offer product or service to business. Example is given. Advantages of e-commerce: allows customer to order and pay for goods over the internet. Like I have told you, nowadays the buying and selling of the products, goods, services is available through online. So you can do it over internet. You don't have to go to any shop. So that is one of the advantage that allows customer to order and pay for goods over the internet. Faster and more efficient communication with customers. Like if you buy any product, all the information are readily available over there, and it will definitely make easy for you to get an information for that particular product, and all the information is readily available. Provides sales information and service, available 24 hours a day by 7 days a week. So full time it is available. Lower setup cost than traditional business. Market goods globally. Open up new markets. Example, you can buy and sell to someone in US. Open up new markets means you can buy or sell the product to someone who can be in different country like US. Disadvantages of e-commerce: expensive technology, costly long distance delivery, lack of human contact, security issues, infrastructure, power supply security, internet funding, delivery issue, must have facilities for secure payments. Examples of e-commerce. E-commerce take variety of forms involving different transactional relationship between businesses and consumers, as well as different objects being exchanged as a part of these transactions. First is retail. The sale of product by a business directly to a customer without any intermediary. In retail, customer go directly to the shop and buy the product. So that is a retail. Second is wholesale. The sale of product in a bulk, often to a retailer that then sells them directly to consumer. Okay, first of all, the product is available in bulk in wholesale, that is then supplied to the retailer, and customer then directly buy it from retailer. Drop shipping. The sale of product which is manufactured and shipped to the consumer by a third party. Okay, third party will be responsible for delivering the product to the customer. Crowdfunding. The collection of money from consumer in advance of a product being available in order to raise the startup capital necessary to bring it to the market. What is crowdfunding? What do you mean by funding? Funding means you have to give some money, you have to pay some money. Okay, so that is funding. When you have ordered some product, then it is not necessary that the product is already available in the market. Sometimes to make the product available, you have to pay the money in advance, some money in advance, for the confirmation of the order. Okay, so that is nothing but the crowdfunding. Then subscription. The automatic recurring purchase of a product or services on a regular basis until the subscriber chooses to cancel. Okay, physical products. Any tangible good that requires inventory to be replenished and order to be physically shipped to consumers as sale are made. Digital products. Downloadable digital goods, templates and courses or media that must be purchased for consumption or licensed for use. Now you can see all the products like gaming applications, games, everything is online available, so you can just download it. So these are kind of digital products, and there are many examples. Services. A skill or set of skills provided in exchange for compensation. The service provider's time can be purchased for a fee. Internet payment systems. So students, what I have done is I have combined the 3 PPTs based on the first 2 sections of e-commerce, internet payment system and secure electronic transaction, and we are doing the revision on all the 3 topics, so that you can just recall and remember all the topics which we have already done, and next we will do the remaining revision on the remaining topics also. Internet payment system, what was this? I hope you all remember. You can just pause it, read it and try to remember what we have studied in previous lectures. Okay, internet payment system refers to the various methods by which individuals and companies doing business online collect money from their customers in exchange for the goods and services they provide. Okay, so it is again the same thing. Using internet, the online sites, the customer can buy goods or services and they can pay for that product. They can pay the money for that product through online website. Okay, and that is the internet payment system. For doing that, they can use different methods. And what are those methods? It can be anything: cash on delivery, using your debit credit card, using net banking, and there are other several options. A number of different form of payment exist for online purchase, like I have just told you. Then electronic fund transfer, that is EFT, is an electronic transfer of information that equates to moving funds from one financial institution to another. Okay, so EFT, this entity is responsible for moving the funds from one financial institution, or you can say account, to another account. An e-commerce payment system facilitates the acceptance of electronic payment for online transaction. E-commerce payment systems have become increasingly popular due to the widespread of the internet-based shopping and banking. Now, electronic checks, internet checks. Electronic check, also known as iChecks, are used to make electronic payment between two parties through an intermediary. It is not very much different from current check processing system. The electronic checks are generated and exchanged online. Intermediary will debit the customer account and credit the merchant account. So who is acting as an intermediary here? That is EFT, electronic fund transfer, who is responsible for the fund transfer between customer account and merchant account. Smart card. A smart card can be considered as a portable device that contains some non-volatile memory and microprocessor. This card contains some kind of an encrypted key that is compared to a secret key contained on the user's processor. Some smart cards have provision to allow users to enter a personal identification number PIN code. Okay, so what is smart card? It is a portable device, that is it is a movable device. It contains non-volatile memory, the memory which can be erased, and a microprocessor. Smart card are detailed consolidation of all the financial records, access privileges for a particular individual or user. So this smart card contains all your financial records, all your account records, also accesses privileges. This smart card acts as an all-in-one card for all the required functionalities. Example: toll booth, mobile recharge, e-movie ticket, railway and bus booking. So these smart cards is mostly used in foreign culture, like if they have to travel from railway or bus. Even for this purpose they use smart card. They just swipe the smart card and they can pay for their railway and bus tickets. The smart card technology is widely used in countries such as France, Germany, Japan and Singapore to pay for public phone calls, transportation and shopper loyalty programs. What is shopper loyalty programs? Like Reliance Smart and all. A smart card computes a password or encryption key and furnishes it directly to the computer for the logon procedure. When the user wants to access the computer, he logs on with a stranger's password, which then quickly issues an 8-character password. User then types the 8-character password into the card, which resembles a handheld calculator running the same mathematical equation as the computer. Finally, card kicks out on a one-time password that is acceptable. Electronic cash. The predominance of cash indicates an opportunities for innovative business practice that revamps the purchasing process, where consumers are heavy users of cash. Properties of eCash: monetary value, storability and retrievability, interoperability, security. eCash eCash is based on cryptographic systems called digital signatures. A pair of numeric keys work in tandem, one for locking, encoding, and other for unlocking, that is decoding. Messages encoded with one numeric key can only be decoded with the other numeric key. Not otherwise, the encoding key kept private and decoding key is made public. The currency server provides eCash to the buyer. Buyers and purchase from an online currency server or bank could be done in 2 steps: establishment of an account, maintaining enough money in the account to back the purchase. Customers may even buy eCash by paying paper currency to maintain anonymity or because they don't have bank account. Consumers use the eCash software in the computer to generate a random number which serves as the note. One drawback of eCash is its inability to be easily divided into smaller accounts. However, it fulfills 2 main functions: as a medium of exchange, as a store of value. Now we will see Secure Electronic Transaction Protocol, that is SET protocol. It is an early communication protocol used by e-commerce website to secure electronic credit and debit card payments. So this is one of the protocol which is used for securing your data. Which data? Your credit and debit card data. Secure electronic transaction was used to facilitate the secure transmission of consumer card information via electronic portals on the internet. SET protocol were responsible for blocking out the personal details of card information. So, SET protocol is responsible for blocking your personal information. Okay, personal information and your card information. This preventing merchants, hackers and electronic thieves from accessing consumers' information. Okay, so because of this SET protocol which is securing your data, hackers cannot get an access to your information of credit or debit card or your account details. SET protocol allows merchant to verify their customers' card information without actually seeing it, thus protecting the customers against account theft, hacking and other criminal actions. SET protocols were supported by most of the major providers of electronic transactions such as Visa and MasterCard. The information on the cards was transferred directly to the credit card company for verification. The process of secure electronic transactions used digital certificates that were assigned to provide electronic access to funds, whether it was a credit line or bank account. Every time a purchase was made electronically, an encrypted digital certificate was generated for participants in the transactions. So this digital certificate is used for the verification purpose for the participants who are taking it, who are in the transaction process. Participants are like the customer, merchant and the financial institution, along with the matching digital keys that allowed them to confirm the certificates of other party and verify the transaction. As a result, consumers' credit card and bank account information could be used to complete the transaction without revealing any of their personal details such as their account. Okay. So, consumers and bank account information is used to complete the transaction, but no personal details is being revealed such as their account number and other details. SET were meant to be a form of security against account theft, hacking and the other criminal actions. So SET protocol is responsible for the security purpose and this security is against the account theft, hacking, and other criminal actions. General scenario of electronic transaction, how it happens. It includes client, payment gateway, client financial institution, merchant, and merchant financial institutions. Here you can see the diagram. Requirements in SET. It has to provide mutual authentication, that is customer or cardholder authentication by confirming if the customer is intended user or not, and merchant authentication. It has to keep the PI, payment information, and order information confidential by appropriate encryptions. It has to be resistive against message modification, that is, no changes should be allowed in the content being transmitted. Participates in SET: cardholder, that is your customer; issuer, customer financial institutions; merchant, acquirer; certificate authority, authority which follows certain standards and issues certificates like X.509. So this is a digital certificate to all other participants. Provide authentication, merchant authentication. To prevent the theft, SET allows customers to check previous relationship between merchant and financial institutions. Standard X.509v3 certificates are used for this verification. Next term is the customer cardholder authentication. SET checks if use of credit card is done by an authorized user or not using X.509v3 certificates. Provide message confidentiality. Confidentiality refers to preventing unintended people from reading the message being transferred. SET implements confidentiality by using encryption techniques. Traditionally, DES is used for encryption purpose. Provide message integrity. SET doesn't allow message modification with the help of signatures. Messages are protected against unauthorized modification using RSA digital signatures with SHA-1 and some using HMAC with SHA-4. Dual signatures. The dual signature is a concept introduced with SET which aims at connecting two information pieces meant for two different receivers, order information for bank. Purchase request generation. The process of purchase request generation requires three inputs: payment information, dual signature, order information, message digest. So students, I hope you all remember what we have learned till now, and you can recall some part of it. So I have given you some questions for the assignment. You have to do this assignment. There are 5 questions. Question number 1, define e-commerce. Explain different models of e-commerce like B2B, B2C, C2C. All these you have to explain with the diagram. What are advantages and disadvantages of e-commerce? Explain 4C payment method. This you have to do. Explain SET protocol and smart card. What is e-cash and e-check? Thank you.